Whether you like the IMF or not, ideologically, practically, when you get into a debt trap, that's where you're going to end up.
And South Africa's fiscus is headed straight for serious trouble, with an unemployment rate of over 29% and the threats posed by ailing state-owned enterprises.
I think it's obvious the South African economy is in an incredibly difficult place right now. It is in urgent need of what economists call structural reform, and unless we accelerate structural reform in our economy, I think unfortunately we're going to continue to see very slow levels of investment.
Business Unity South Africa is saying government must recognize the economy is in crisis.
The reality is that government does need to do things in the short term to create an environment that will begin to say that we recognize we're in crisis, we recognize that we need to get investment in and business growth going, and we will do what is necessary to do that.
If the country fails to get investments and the economy moving, South Africa may have to approach the International Monetary Fund. But is that really the best option?
We need a great big lump of money. The IMF is the only possible source. They just gave a loan to Argentina of $57 billion. I think we need something roughly like that. And of course that would include sweeping liberalisation. They've made it clear. There are four big things we have to do. One is to liberalise the labour laws. One is to stop the leakage of money from the state-owned enterprises, whether we privatise or whether we simply run them properly. But they must stop losing money. We must cut the size and pay of the civil service, and we must completely and radically reform the education system.
An IMF loan would only be a short-term solution to a long-term problem. And many would argue South Africa would simply be borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. Ropiwa Madzena, Johannesburg.